we have a crazy person who will likely be the Republican nominee for president. And when I say crazy, I mean dangerous. We've talked about Donald Trump a lot. My God, ad nauseum since he descended his escalator with Melania into our lives and off of just the tabloids for cheating on wives and not paying bills and having piss cotton candy for hair, as Penn and Teller, I think, described it. A more recent photo, it was sort of piss cotton candy Wolverine. We'll show you that photo. But he's dangerous. He's saying things now that have been said in the worst regimes in the past.
In honor of our great veterans on Veterans Day, we pledge to you that we will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country, that lie and steal and cheat on elections.
It's almost like he's repeating Nazi propaganda, which numerous outlets pointed out. Not the New York Times, of course, because at the New York Times, they're smarter and better than the rest of us. They don't believe in taking sides, i.e. telling the truth, so they had to put something like, he takes Veterans Day in a different direction, if a different direction is wanting to load people on cattle cars. He referred to people here as vermin. Immigrants, Democrats, others as vermin. He dehumanized people. This is the way that mass killings begin. For the Nazis, it was Jews as rats. In Rwanda, it was the Hutus calling the Tutsis cockroaches and asking over talk radio, sound familiar, how many cockroaches they were able to eliminate that day. Okay, this is the direction we are headed in, and this should be a 5-alarm fire. The media should be blaring this from all directions. He can't seem to figure out who he's running against. For like the 5th time yesterday, he said he's running against Barack Obama. We get it, dude. You've been scared of black people ever since you wouldn't allow them to move into your crappy apartments in the 1970s and were sued for discrimination. But just because you're scared of everybody black doesn't mean most of us are. Can they chisel this into that brain of his somehow? If they can get through the hardened hair helmet? Unbelievable. Unbelievable he stood up and said this. Unbelievable that almost no Republicans will criticize him. We needed Liz Cheney. She pointed out that no other Republicans were calling him out. Ronna McDaniel, Romney the fourth, whatever her ridiculous name is that she's changed to make Donnie happy, God forbid you upset Trump, wouldn't call him out in the Sunday shows. So Liz Cheney referred to her as a collaborator. That's a strong term. If you go back to World War II, she said that when GOP chairwoman refuses to condemn the GOP's leading candidate for using the same Nazi propaganda, this is Liz Cheney, that mobilized 1930s to 40s Germany to evil, it's fair to assume she's collaborating. History will judge Ronna McDaniel and every Republican who is appeasing this dangerous man. Amen. This is somebody who asked General Milley if he could fire into a crowd of protesters when he was president. This is somebody who came up with a plan to shoot a missile at drug cartels and thought nobody would know in Mexico and thought nobody would know where it came from. He's so smart. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this is the leading candidate in the Republican Party. And if the media would do a better job, because there's so many people who sort of, I don't like Biden either. And of course, they won't stop talking about Biden's age, even though Trump is like 3 years younger and morbidly obese. So people think, oh, there's bad stuff on both sides. Trump's a little nutty and Biden's old. He's not a little nutty, he's f***ing nuts.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
He's telling us what he's going to do. He's already said that if he is elected, the Justice Department will prosecute his enemies. Axios just had a report on former President Trump's allies are pre-screening the ideologies of thousands of potential foot soldiers as part of an unprecedented operation to centralize and expand his power at every level of the U.S. government if he wins in 2024. Officials involved in the effort tell Axios. He's installing loyalists who will do the things that normal Republicans, only very right-wing Republicans, wouldn't do. Overthrow a republic, send in the military to back him up on January 6th. This is what he's setting us up to do, and he's telling us, and the media still doesn't think, I don't know, there could be a Hillary email story out there. You guys better get that one. Donald Trump, we must stop him now. Everybody, please share this and share everything you can on what this crazy person with the Wolverine hair does. Him and Kid Rock and Don Jr. in an elevator together. Who else? The guy, the UFC fighter guy, Tucker Carlson. I mean, that is what you call that elevator a mobile septic tank of STDs and stupid. That's all you could get from going in there. All right. I think we've done enough ranting on Donald Trump today. Let's end by having a moment of silence for Tim Scott's campaign. Poor Tim, we barely knew you and your campaign. A moment of silence. Folks, if you like this video, please subscribe to the YouTube at Schecter. It's at Cliff Schecter on Twitter. It's at Cliff D. Schecter on Threads. But subscribe, turn on your notifications, and come on back. We'd love to have you here.